Welcome to Mangena Films Original. Welcome to the very first episode of Histories of Countries Around the World. Today, we'll be looking at Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a land of stunning landscapes, deep-rooted history, has been a crossroads of civilizations of thousands of years. From the Neolithic age to the modern times, this nation has seen the rise and fall of empires, cultural exchange, and ongoing struggles for independence. Afghanistan's history.
World on the map, we taking a ride. Every country's history, we're digging inside. Past to the present, every flag we unfurl. Welcome to the story of every nation in the world.
Afghanistan's history begins in prehistory with evidence of human inhabitation dating back around 30,000 years ago. The region, due to its strategic location, has been a crossroads of various cultures and people. Early Neolithic cultures, such as those around Kubruk in northern Afghanistan, developed by 9000 BCE. Archaeological evidence from places such as the Kandahar province shows early agricultural settlements, indicating Afghanistan's role as one of the cradles of early human civilization. As early as 2000 BCE, Afghanistan was part of ancient trade routes linking Iran and the Indus Valley. The region played a role in the Indo-Iran migration when groups like the Iranians settled in the area, bringing them to the Vedic culture and early forms of Zoroastrianism. This made Afghanistan one of the early centers of Zoroastrian influence before the spread of other religions like Buddhism and Islam. Bactria and the Achaemenid Empire, one of the most significant ancient civilizations in Afghanistan, was the Bactrian Empire located in northern Afghanistan. Bactria was a major hub of trade and culture, famous for its rich resources including gold. The area was part of the Achaemenid Persian Empire from around 550 to 330 BCE when Zoroastrianism spread throughout the region. Under Persian rule, Afghanistan became part of the wider Iranian culture sphere, with Bactria and southern Afghanistan being the impact of provinces of the region. Alexander the Great invaded Afghanistan during his campaign to conquer the Persian Empire. His conquest introduced Greek language and Greek culture and Hellenistic influence to the region. Following his death, the Seleucid Empire took control of the territory, but the Greeks faced significant resistance from the local populations. Despite this, the fusion of local cultures led to the rise of the Greco-Bactrian kingdom in 250 BC to 125 BCE, where Buddhism, Zoroastrianism, Hellenism coexisted. The Greco-Bactrian rulers, especially Menander I, are remembered for their patronage of Buddhism and promotion of trade along the Silk Road. Kushan Empire. By the 1st century CE, the Kushan Empire emerged as a dominant power in Afghanistan, facilitating trade between Rome, China, and India. The Kushans originated from Central Asia, were the key to spread Buddhism throughout the region. Under King Kanikishar, Afghanistan became a major center for Buddhist learning and art, as seen as the Bamiyan Buddhas, which were built in the 6th century and became symbols of Afghanistan's rich Buddhist heritage. In the 7th century, the spread of Islam began with Arab invasions from the Rashidun Caliphate around 1652 AD. The arrival of Islam marked a major cultural and religious shift in the region as Zoroastrianism and Buddhism declined. Over the next centuries, several Islamic dynasties ruled Afghanistan, leaving its mark. The Safarid dynasty was one of the first Islamic powers to rule over Afghanistan, focusing on the promotion of Islam and resisting influence from the Abbasid Caliphate. The Samanids were a Persian dynasty that ruled over eastern Iran and parts of Afghanistan, contributing to the revival of Persian culture and the flourishment of Islamic scholarship. The Ghaznavid Empire, originating in Ghazni, further expanded Islamic influence into northern India, marking Afghanistan a significant center for Islamic learning and culture. The Ghurids, who succeeded the Ghaznavids, also extended their influence into India, and their rulers are remembered for fostering Islamic art and architecture. In 1219 AD, the Mongol Empire under Genghis Khan invaded Afghanistan, causing widespread destruction. The Mongols laid waste to cities like Balkh and Herat, and many of Afghanistan's agricultural lands and urban centers were decimated. The Mongol invasion led to a long period of instability in the region, but Afghanistan eventually recovered under Timur in the late 14th century. Under the Timurid dynasty, Herat became a significant cultural and artistic center, especially during the reign of Shah Rukh. This period is often regarded as a renaissance in Afghanistan's history, with advancement in arts, science, and architecture. The foundation of modern Afghanistan can be traced back to the rise of the Durrani Empire in 1747. Ahmad Shah Durrani, a Christian tribal leader, united various Afghan tribes and established a powerful empire stretching from Iran to northern India. Ahmad Shah Durrani, often called the father of Afghanistan, laid the groundwork for the Afghan state. The Durrani's empire's capital was Kandahar, and its rulers played an influential role in regional politics until the late 19th century. Afghanistan's strategic location made a focal point during the 19th century, the Great Game between the British and the Russian empires. The British feared that the Russian expansion into Central Asia might threaten their holdings in India, leading to the three Anglo Afghan Wars. The first Anglo Afghan War in 1839, which ended in 1842, ended in disaster for the British, with their forces being annihilated during a retreat from Kabul. The second Anglo Afghan War, which started in 1878 and ended in 1880, resulted in the British temporarily asserting control over Afghanistan's foreign affairs, but Afghanistan retained its independence in domestic matters. After the third Anglo Afghan War, Afghanistan won full independence from British influence in 1919, leading to the establishment of Afghan monarchy in 1921. Afghanistan experienced a relative stability during the 1960s as King Zahir Shah implemented the reforms and opened the country into international relations and introduced a new constitution in 1964. However, a coup in 1973 overthrew the monarchy and established a republic. The situation became worse in 1978 when the communist PDPA seized power in the Saur Revolution, which led to the Soviet invasion in 1979 to support the PDPA regime. The Soviet invasion began in December of 1979 when the Soviets sought to stabilize the communist PDPA regime. This led to the Soviet-Afghan War. The Soviet-Afghan War lasted for a decade, with US-backed Mujahideen factions fighting against Soviet forces. The war, which caused massive casualties and destructions, ended with the Soviet withdrawal in 1989, but left Afghanistan in a state of civil war. The PDPA government fell in 1992, leading to years of violent conflict between various Mujahideen factions. In 1994, the Taliban, a radical Islamic group, emerged from the chaos of the civil war, taking control of most of the country, promising peace and stability, which took over in 1996. The Taliban imposed strict interpretation of Sharia law and harbored Al-Qaeda, a terrorist organization led by Osama bin Laden. The connection of Al-Qaeda made Afghanistan a central focus after they caused the 9/11 attacks in 2001 in New York. The United States and its allies launched Operation Enduring Freedom in the late 2001, toppling the Taliban regime and initiating a long period of international involvement in Afghanistan. Efforts were made to rebuild the country and establish a democratic government, culminating in the adoption of a new Afghan constitution in 2004. However, conflict grew as the Taliban regrouped and came back to Afghanistan. After nearly 2 decades of conflict, the US signed a peace agreement with the Taliban in 2020, initiating the withdrawal of US troops. The US formally left Afghanistan by August 2021, and shortly after, the Taliban regained control of the country, marking a new chapter in Afghanistan's history. Throughout its history, Afghanistan has been a crossroads of empires, religions, culture, leaving a legacy of resilience despite repeated invasions, conflicts, foreign intervention. Today, the country continues to grapple with the challenges of rebuilding and maintaining stability amidst ongoing political and social turmoil. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for a new update. Hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates. Let me know down in the comments about your thoughts and share with friends, as this could help really boost the algorithm of this video. See you in the next one.